This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am here in San Gimignano in Tuscany, Italy, with Barbara Giotti. How are you today?
Oh, fine, thank you.
Now, we had the pleasure of trying your wines last night over dinner. You've been making some wine in these parts for quite some time. Would you mind telling us a little bit about the history of your winery?
Yes, thank you. It's a pleasure for me. My winery name is Tollena, and the farm of my family from 12 years. We produce wine, olive oil, and some other products typical from Tuscany. And in particular here we present the Lunario, the Vernaccia basis, 2015. The Vernaccia is the first DOCG in Italy for the white wine. It's a dry white wine, but with a lot of perfume and a very good tasting. The Vernaccia basis stay only in the inox, so in the inox bottle, zinc, and is all the grape of Vernaccia, so total grape of Vernaccia.
Now for you, what makes the grape Vernaccia so special when it's grown in this particular region?
The grape of Vernaccia is very difficult to work with the grape of Vernaccia because the Vernaccia has more acidity, salt, because the history of San Gimignano was the sea in San Gimignano, so you have the salt and the particularity of the sea, the water, no?
Yes, yeah.
The sea. And but it's a grape you can use for aged wine. So you can use the basic, but also you can put in a barrel. And with the barrel, you have a lot of perfume after, and take from the wood a lot of things. So it's a very pleasure drink the Vernaccia. I don't know, 2008, 2011 here, because it's a very difficult to work, this grape, but if you try and if you work well, at the end you have a very fantastic wine, white wine.
I hadn't really had the opportunity to taste an older Vernaccia, and it was interesting the kind of complexities that came out with a little bit of age. That was really quite fascinating for me. Vernaccia is it's interesting because it's not always seen as being one of the noble grape varietals, white wine grape varietals, but I've seen today in tasting all of the different wines at this exposition today that it's capable of making many different styles, which is interesting.
Yes, because it depends from the side of the farm, of course.
Yes.
Because change a lot of things, no? And then depending from the instruments and the technical you use after. There is an old theory, no? The more modern,
yes,
and more aged.
Yes.
Now we are for this not so modern. We want to use the historic,
the more traditional.
Yes, more
techniques,
traditional.
yes. Now I have to ask you. Traditionally, what kind of food would one have with Vernaccia? A very fresh Vernaccia first, and then with an older Vernaccia.
And sorry for my English.
No, not at all.
For the Vernaccia is a good wine. Is a dry white wine, so you can use with the with the fat or with butter. So, for example, with the white meat or with the shrimps, so the fish, because the shrimps is sweet a little bit, and you have the dry and the alcohol of the Vernaccia, so it's a good mix. Or, for example, it's typical from here, the rabbit cooked
yes,
with the Vernaccia.
I can see that.
Also, only for start during the dinner or during the day, the ham. You have the fat in the ham, and
course,
so with the Vernaccia mixed together, so it's very simple food. And our Riserva of Vernaccia, the Signorina Vittoria, Victoria because it's my first daughter, so I like to use the name for our wine. The Riserva for me is good also for the sushi or the
Oh, I see, yes, I can imagine, yeah.
fish. We have a lot of Japanese restaurant who use also this wine.
I can see that. I think it's interesting to see the modern face of Vernaccia and to see people embracing the grape. So this has been a fascinating exposition and tasting today.
And now we have a lot of young people who work in the farm, no?
Yes, yeah.
This change. And so with the young people come also some different idea or technical instrumentation, and the study is different.
Would you say there was a ceiling when it came to how much you can charge for a Vernaccia because it's a Vernaccia? How much do you think people are willing to pay for a Vernaccia in euros?
For the basic, for example, the price stay around at the restaurant.
Yes, yeah.
Around this, around 9-12 euro.
Right, okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
For the Riserva, 25-30 euro minimum. Yes.
So people are willing to spend a bit more money on that reserve level Vernaccia. That's very interesting.
Yes,
yeah.
because it's a good wine, and we have to try not only the same white or sparkling wine, but one possibility to the Vernaccia for me. It's
Super. Well, fascinating wines. Thank you very much for sharing them with us. And Barbara, thank you for spending time with us today at Good Food Revolution.
It's a pleasure for me. Thank you very much.
Bye for now.
Bye.